Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jordy here. And before I start the video, I just wanted to say that the week off that I had has done me pretty well. Actually, it re-energized me a bit, and I must say the 30-day video challenge definitely was challenging. And I'm grateful for the week that I have been able to really reassess the situation and see where I want to go. In another video, I will go into a little bit more detail about my personal situation, but I'll save that for another video. The last thing I say before we start the video: if you like what you see, please consider subscribing and consider leaving a like on the video. The topic that I want to talk about today is: should you or should you not, as artists, learn to make your own instrumentals? Whether that is full-time or part-time. Today, I want to discuss the reason why you might not want to, and I'm also going to discuss the reason why you might want to start learning producing your own instrumentals. Let's start with why I would understand if you do not want to learn how to produce your own instrumentals. You chose to be an artist in whichever genre, and you are fine with leasing instrumentals or buying exclusives, and you want to focus primarily on your art and your performance and all that stuff. Because a lot of us as independent artists who are just starting out or maybe have a little bit of a following often also need to mix and master their own projects. And one other reason why you might not want to learn music production is because it is another time-consuming task. It's not easy to come up with a chord progression and with melodies that go along with that well. That is also something that you have to learn, practice, and only then will you get better at it. So if that's not what you want and you have the resources to consistently buy instrumentals and work that way, then that is completely fine. Now I want to get into the reasons why you might want to learn how to make your custom instrumentals. I am going to give a simple example. Say you are scrolling through your leased instrumentals and you can find one that suits your needs. And I mean, it might be that you find an instrumental which comes close to the vibe that you want, but you do not have the exact instrumentation that you want, or not the exact order, or not the right tempo, etc. Now, one thing you could do is look up a credible producer online and ask them to make a custom instrumental. Which can be done, but the prices of these custom instrumentals can be very expensive. They range from $200 to a couple $1,000. So that is very expensive. If we go back to the example where you do have an instrumental that fits the vibe, but it's not exactly what you want, and you don't have the money to pay a producer to make that instrument for you, then it might be a good idea to learn it. First of all, because if you create your own instrumentals, then you can do whatever you want. You can compose it in any way you want. You can use instrumentation that you want. You can just work out the idea in your mind and start working from there. Now, I understand if you're saying, yeah, Jordi, that's easy for you to say. but I don't have any musical theory at all. I understand. I mean, I'm not saying that it's just that easy of just clicking a few buttons and clicking in a few notes and it's done. Of course, it's something that takes time. But if you teach it yourself, that is possible. And trust me, you don't have to go to music school if you don't want to. If you want and you have the money, of course you can go there if that's the route you want to go. But I feel like that schools kind of tend to put you in a box and tell you one way to make music while there are endless ways of making music. So that is why I always prefer learning things myself and figuring out the way on my own, or maybe with some help from other people, just not in a regular school system. If you've learned to make your own instrumentals, you'll save yourself a bit or a lot of money depending on how you take on the next step. You can choose to produce some of the instrumentals for your next project, which then saves you money on leases. Or you can say, you know what, with the next project, I'll produce it entirely myself. And then you have no problems with leasing or that somebody else maybe buys the instrumental you're interested in because it's all from you. It's all you own the rights to everything and they're all your creations. So you have to keep in mind that yes, it'll take you a lot of time to learn it, maybe 1 or 2 years. But then the benefits after you have taught yourself the ropes are enormous. The last benefit of teaching yourself how to produce music and produce instrumentals is that it is another tool in your skill box. Or let me just say, it's another tool in your skill set. Think of it this way. Say that for a period of time you don't feel like putting out music. Or you're working on projects and they're not ready for the world to be released. Well, you know how to make music now. So what you can do is you can decide to produce instrumentals for other artists. Because the beauty of this all is, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are always people that prefer to just be an artist and just record their own vocals and mix and master their own stuff, but they don't want to, work on compositions and get a cohesive musical piece together. So there's a huge market for you there if you want that. And you don't necessarily have to offer your services online. You can also start with just offering your services to friends or other artists. I want to end the video by asking you this question. What do you think is the benefit of teaching yourself how to make instrumentals and produce music? And have you actually already decided to go that route? And if you haven't, I would like to know why you choose not to learn to produce your own instrumentals. Because I'm trying to learn as much as you guys are trying to learn. And I think it's a interesting piece of dialogue to talk about this. Let me know what you think of this video and let me know what your standpoint in all of this is. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there for today. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.